EP-05 here. Today we're going to lift that other long wall, and we're going to be building the back wall, which also has a window in it, and hopefully get it lifted today so that the building has a little bit of structure with 3 walls attached to it. We're going to lift this wall up today, and then it'll be standing just like this one, and we're going to build that far back wall. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's try the other side now. One good hoist, and then just get your fingers out of the way and your toes. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Miss the sun pit. In neutral. Leave him hanging. Watch out. Okay, so up, slow. Okay, down a little bit. Go like 2 over. I'll go 1. That's pretty good, isn't it? Okay, now drive forward. Okay, up. Okay, now tilt your bucket. Tilt the bucket. Good. I think that's good now.
This wall was much easier to lift because we didn't have to go around the manifold, and of course we forgot the seal tape, so we had to do it in the air.
We'll put bracing on now. Yeah. You have a screw gun, Dre? You have a screw gun? Yeah, go ahead.
take the board where you want it.
Just make sure nothing is sticking inside the wall. You know what I mean? Like, because we got to lift the wall. Make sure nothing is sticking in. Oh. Nailer. Yes, sir. So 8'11" 5/8 is the inside of the rough opening. It's where the inside of the jack stud will be.
Perfect.
So what you'll see here in this clip is I make a couple of like V or arrow marks on the top of the board there. So what I'm looking for is the crown of the board. So the board will either crown one way or the other along the edge, and you just have to make sure you put all the crowns going the same way in the wall. We always put the crowns going outwards. You'll also notice that this wall goes inside of the two walls we already built, so we have to leave off a lot more OSB before we stand it. That way it can lap over onto the other walls.
Okay. There.
You're looking at the crown and everything there, buddy?
Yep.
All right.
Oop, too far. There we go.
So here's a little bit better view of wall framing. You can see we put all of our normal studs in there, and then we get to the framing of the window. You can see me making the header there on the sawhorse, and then we just start with our jack studs. We put the window header at the right height. Here we put the cripples in first, but usually we'll put the sill in first and then the cripples after that. We just knew our measurements, so we went with the cripples first and then put the sill in afterwards. And there you can see we had to leave off quite a bit of OSB just so we could get the wall up, and then we'll sheathe past onto the walls that are already built afterwards from the outside. So when you're framing a wall like this, where it goes in between two walls that are already built, one thing you got to take into consideration is your stud spacing. So typically it's 16" on center, but for a wall like this, your 16" on center start from the outside of the wall that's already built. Now the reason you do this is so that when you finish off the plywood like we're doing here to cap or wrap around onto the other wall, it's a normal measurement that you're cutting. You're not wasting any plywood cutting something to an odd length. It should be something that falls on a 16 or 24" layout, and it just saves plywood and it's easier to piece in afterwards.
We're going to be going and putting the concrete screws down in the bottom plates of all the walls. These are the screws that we're going to use. This one's actually for the inside wall because it's a 3.5 inch, so it's small so we don't hit the pipes underneath. But along the outside edges we have 5.5 inch screws. So this is what they look like. Got a hex head on them. you can see me and Joel went around and put all those concrete anchors in. Here they are. And every other stud, cavity, all the way around. So now I think we're gonna go and do the other corner. You can see this one. We have this extra stud here so that when this wall comes in, we can actually show you in the back. You can see we did it here. We put a 2x6 in the side on flat, and what it does is it makes a little corner, so you have 1.5 inches here, 1.5 inches here, so that, say if you're putting plywood up in your shop, you could have plywood here and it would screw to the corner, and then your sheet of plywood that came from this wall would go in and screw to this corner. It's called a California corner. So see you guys tomorrow.